Welcome to this week's roundup of key business developments in Sri Lanka. I'm Nishani Pigera. Here are this week's headlines. Sri Lanka strengthens UAE ties with investment, trade, and energy deals. Prime lending rates fall to three-year low. Colombo port faces container backlog as vessels bypass terminal. In this week's top story, Sri Lanka is enhancing its economic and strategic partnership with United Arab Emirates through key agreements on investment, trade, and energy. During President Anukumara Dissanayaka's official visit to Dubai for the 2025 World Government Summit, both nations were set to sign a landmark agreement aimed at boosting foreign direct investment and ensuring stable regulatory framework for investors. With Sri Lanka targeting $2 billion in FDIs this year, the deal is expected to enhance economic cooperation and strengthen bilateral relations. President Dissanayaka also engaged in high-level discussions with Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif. Both sides explored ways to boost trade and diversify markets. Sri Lankan banks' prime lending rates fell below 8% in some institutions for the first time in nearly 3 years, reflecting a stabilizing financial sector. The average weighted prime lending rate for banks' best clients stood at 8.59% last week, with rates ranging from 7.92% to 10%, driven by declining treasury bill yields and stable inflation. Sri Lanka is experiencing a temporary period of deflation, boosting real interest rates. However, inflation is expected to return by May, bringing the 12-month forward-looking real rate, currently around 6%, back to the neutral range of 2.5% to 3% by year end. The Colombo port is accumulating at least 150 containers daily due to limited clearance facilities, forcing some vessels to bypass the port, according to Finance Ministry data. Deputy Finance Minister Dr. Harshna Surya Peruma told Parliament that the port handles around 1,600 imported containers daily, but congestion worsens after weekends or holidays. Currently, 40% of imported containers undergo inspection, exceeding the capacity of three terminals, which can collectively process only 500 containers. He blamed the previous government for ignoring Asian Development Bank recommendations to construct a new terminal in Keravalapitia to ease congestion. Sri Lankan Airlines is set to expand its fleet by adding three more A330 wide-body aircraft in 2025, increasing its total capacity by 25 to 30% by the end of the year. Speaking to the Sunday Morning Business, CEO Richard Natal outlined the airline's long-term plan to double its fleet to 50 aircraft over the next 5 years. Currently, Sri Lankan Airlines operates 22 aircraft, down from the 27 prior to the pandemic. In this week's tourism update, in the first week of February, Sri Lanka welcomed over 50,000 visitors. Daily arrivals were 8,859, exceeding last year's figure of 8,282 per day during the same time period. India remains the largest source market in the month, followed by Russia and the United Kingdom. The SLTDA has set an ambitious target of 310,937 visitors for February. Sigiriya was crowned the world's most welcoming city for 2025 by Booking.com, based on over 360 million verified customer reviews. The recognition comes as a part of the 13th edition of the Traveler Review Awards, highlighting destinations known for exceptional hospitality and travel experiences. The global recognition reinforces Sigiriya's appeal as a must-visit destination, renowned for its rich history, stunning landscapes, and warm hospitality. The all share price index at the Colombo Stock Exchange pulled back this week, with investors' budget policies to be presented next week. Turnover also remains subdued, falling significantly from the 8 billion rupees in recent weeks. At the Treasury bill auction held on Wednesday, yields on all maturities fell for the 10th week. Bids amounting to 357 billion rupees were received, of which 157 billion were accepted. The Sri Lankan rupee continued to depreciate against the US dollar this week, with the central bank's indicative mid-spot rate ranging between 297 and 299 rupees. And that concludes our update for this week. For the latest on economic and business developments in Sri Lanka, do subscribe to our YouTube channel below. We'll be back next week with more insights. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe.